Okay, I wanted to show you how to switch colors on your scarf. We know how to start, but sometimes it's hard to forget when you want to change colors what to do. So I've been weaving long enough that these stripes are about even, so I know I can stop here. You don't have to tie a knot. We're going to cut all of this messy stuff off later. So I'm just going to leave a little tail. I don't need that yarn anymore. I'm going to get my new color. And I'm going to add a little bit of tape to the end like this. So that's why you have masking tape pieces. Kind of smush it. You're basically making your own needle. It's a little bit easier to weave it through because the yarn will just come apart. So you can put that on both ends of your yarn. And then what we're going to do, let's do this to the other end. Sometimes you don't need to do it on your first little piece because it's not that long. And what we want to remember is what we're learning with weaving is it goes in an over-under pattern. So if this one starts under, over, under, over, under, the next one's going to be the opposite. So that one was under, now this one is over, over, under, over, under, over, under. So when you wrap around, you're going to have the pattern going over, under, and this way, over, under. Even if it starts with under, it's just that pattern. Okay, so I tried to show you here what the thread looks like, but you can check it by seeing, okay, this one was over, so now this one is under, right? It's always a pattern going this way and down. So if this one is under, what do I start with? Over, right? So I'm going to go, oh, and also I think it's helpful to put a pen, a pencil, something to lift up your string a little bit as we go. That one was under, so now I'm going over, under, over. I just like to lift up the thread, under, but you can figure out your own comfort level, whatever works for you. Under, over, over. Okay. So this is the only time we're going to do this when we're weaving a color. We're going to kind of leave this right here as a little tail so we don't have to tie knots. And we're going to go back on this side. So your tail is on one side, the rest of your yarn is on this side. This is the other end. Okay, what is that one? Over. So now we're going to go under, over, under. If your tape is kind of bugging you, just smush it like this and create that over under pattern, and you're going to pull it through. If you pull too fast, you might create a knot, so try to keep this nice and open. Knots are kind of probably the most annoying thing about weaving, so if you go slow and smooth, you'll avoid most knots. If you do get a knot, you might have to help mom and dad help you, or you can cut it and start again. Okay, see the pattern going down, under, over, right? Okay, so now we're going to keep going this way. But you'll say, Mrs. O'Neill, over, under, I don't know. We'll check the last one. What was it? Under. So now I do the opposite. Over, under, over, under, over, under. Remember to pull. Don't let this get bunched up into a knot. Keep it spread out, smooth and straight. You don't want to pull too tight. If you pull too tight, you're going to get a really skinny scarf all smushed up like that. If it does get too tight, just wiggle it. You don't want big gaps, so you can kind of gently push and gently pull. Okay, let's check my pattern for my yellow. Over, under, over. I'm doing good. So I'm going to keep going. What's this one? Over. So where do I start the next row? Under, the opposite. We did this when we made our baskets. It's the same thing. You need an odd number of string or sticks, whatever you're weaving on, so that if you do the over under, it will create a pattern that is woven. Okay, pull, push, and back the other way. This one was under, so I'm going to start over. All right, have fun.